I found this philosophical paradox deeply fascinating. It relates closely to the idea of the Ship of Theseus and questions of extensionism. What truly remains the same when every part has gradually been replaced? In today's world, where everything is moving at an incredibly fast pace and AI technology is developing rapidly, these questions feel more relevant than ever. As a person, I sometimes find myself holding onto more traditional ways of thinking. I often wonder whether we should slow down or even pause for a moment to see, to look, to feel, to reconnect with the essential meaning of being human. Through the context of temple restoration, this project explored not only the preservation of physical structures, but also the preservation of memory, craftsmanship, culture, and identity in a constantly changing world. If we consider stone as the very first tool, then the very condition that makes us human can be called design. What matters is not only the making, but the will to understand our environment through it. I first encountered this sentence during the 100 Artists exhibition at Japan House, London, and it stayed with me long after I left. It became one of the key motivations behind this project. For me, temples are one of the clearest symbols of Taiwan's identity, where different cultural influences coexist and merge into something uniquely Taiwanese. My work explores the space between inheritance and reconstruction, understanding identity as something continuously shaped through accumulation, repair, and transformation. When I went back to Taiwan, I collected many traditional patterns from temple and architectural details. Each pattern carries its own meaning and blessing. What interests me is that one pattern can represent many meanings while they are expressed the same blessing. I scanned these patterns digitally and reconstructing them into a new design for the stool, combining traditional temple symbolism with contemporary design language. In traditional Taiwanese temple architecture, stone carving was once used to decorate pillars and walls, embedding symbolism and craftsmanship into the structure itself. Today, many of these details are reconstructed with concrete. Rooftop ornament and ceramic figure are often repaired and reassembled using cement, allowing artisans to preserve fading forms through contemporary methods. For me, concrete is a poetic material. Its texture is organic, unpredictable, and shaped by time. The cracks, imperfection, and accidental surface created during casting become traces of memory and transformation. What makes me fall in love with traditional temple is not only their appearance, but also their inner structure, which truly amazed me. The castle structure, often seen on temple ceiling, is formed by layers of interlocking dokong elements that create a complex net-like structure. This architectural system became the inspiration for the design of my stool. The dragon is a common visual language across Asian culture, especially in Taiwan. Almost every temple features carved dragon pillar at its entrance, symbolizing balance and harmony through the movement of the dragon's body. The stool in this work comes from memories of my grandparents' house. Circular mantle stools are everywhere in Taiwanese daily life, usually designed as single seats. I began to question this familiarity. Why not create a stool for two? Through this everyday object, I reinterpret the temple pillar, linking personal memory with cultural identity. In a way, this stool is its own ship of ideas. The patterns are ancient, the material is concrete, the method is digital, and the form is reimagined. Yet what it carries, memory, blessing, connection, remains unchanged. In trying to reconnect with the handmade, I still reach for technology to get there, and I stop fighting that contradiction, because the Ship of Theseus was never really about the woods or the nails. It was about the will to keep the ship sailing. The tools will always change. What we own ourselves is the honesty to ask why we're still at sea. So, what do you see when you visit a temple?